Hey everybody, and welcome back to Bigfoot Cooking. Today, we're getting close to Halloween, so it's time for Bigfoot's Halloween Feetloaf, or in this case, Footloaf. We're making one giant left foot. Why? Because we ain't right. So, to start this process, first, admire. Check out this creation. Is this not a monster of goodness? But wait, there's a surprise in the middle of it. Wait till we get to the cutting part. Now, recipes. Recipe. 3 pages all at once, trying to simplify your life. We'll start out with, this is going to be a pretty good size. So we're doing 4 pounds of meat. You could do it with 1 or 2. You know, pick your flavor, whatever you want. We've got 4 pounds of meat. We're doing a cup of oatmeal. It kind of helps the goo to hold it together. A can of Rotel, because, well, I mean, you could do the tomatoes if you want, but the Rotel's got a little bit of spice, a little bit of kick to it. 2 eggs, because eggs make great glue when you're building something like this. Quarter cup of mustard, quarter cup of Worcestershire, salt, pepper, garlic, and paprika. You want about a teaspoon of each one of those. We're gonna have a half an onion. We're also gonna slip in some Italian seasoning just as a little extra kick. You're gonna need some string cheese, at least 3 pieces, but you might be able to do 4 or 5, depending on the size of your foot. A leek, because we're gonna have a little fun with it, and some ketchup or ketchup. I don't know where you're from, I don't know how you pronounce it. Around here it's ketchup, but hey, you do you. You got all of this? Be gone. So, let's start with the cooking, because this one is gonna move quick. Now, to begin this process, we're gonna start with cutting the onion a little specific. Reason being is you might not find a leek in the store, depending on. So we're gonna start, we want an onion ring, per se. So we're gonna slice into it. We're gonna hold on to this slab for medicinal reasons. And then we're gonna cut out a decent sized piece of it. Because when you're architectulating, yes, big fancy word. When you're articulating the toes, you gotta have toenails. Well, if you don't have onions already cut for toenails, it doesn't work. So we're gonna set all this to the side, and then we're gonna take the rest of the onion and just chop it up fine.
Go, 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 go.
We're not going for minced, we're just going for moderately chopped down. And we'll set this to the bowl for the side, and it's time to get the actual star of the show, the loaf of meat. Now, from here things get really complicated. Into the pool. Got it. From there, this is literally just a dump fest. We're gonna put in our Rotel, pour in the Worcestershire, shake vigorously to remove the mustard. Take our beautiful little eggs, farm fresh from the backyard, and deposit them oh so gently into the bowl with a little crack, slap, and done. And now time for the dry stuff. We'll pour in our oats of joy, our salt, pepper, garlic, we'll make it fancy. Instead of just garlic, it's garlic. Smoked paprika, our little bit of Italian spice seasoning, and the onion. Everybody is in the pool. It is a party in there, but we're missing one key thing, mixing. Time to get the phalanges dirty. You know how mama said never play with your food? Well, today, that don't count. Today, it's a play date with your dinner. I mean, we're gonna have all kinds of fun with it. And there you have it. The oats have absorbed all the moisture from everything. It's a dry mix. And now comes the fun part. We get to play with our food. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take about maybe a third of it, and we're gonna set it in here. And this Think of it as making a boot. We're gonna make the sole of the boot first. So we're gonna spread this out, turn it into a foot. Ta-da! Looks like what? Size 32. Smells like a foot. So we got this spread out. Now it's time to put some bones inside of it. Oh yeah, there's gonna be a surprise for your guests when they cut into this guy. Now I gotta wash up real quick so that I can open up the string cheese. Now that we've got that, these, my friends, are the bones of the matter. You know, everybody complains about arch support or something like that. Well, look at here. We're gonna add some bones inside. Tell you what, this is a big foot. Let's go a little bit more forward. You gotta leave room to get artsy with the toes. So we're gonna put 3 there, and we're gonna set 3 more behind it. This will kind of surprise you guys when they cut it open. They'll be like, oh, look inside. It's a cheesy meatloaf. No, that's its bones. You gotta sell this when you cut it too. Now that we've got that set up, let's put the top layer on it. You wanna make sure you mash it good so that it gets inside between the cheese, so that way it just doesn't melt together. So even if you were to take and press these about halfway in, and we'll set the rest of it on it and get artsy fartsy. And there you have almost it. We got the ankle, we got the foots, but we ain't got the toes. Let's do some slicing. All you gotta do is just come in, make a little division between them, because as it cooks, it'll slightly pull apart and give you your toes. You know, if you really want to be different, you could give him 3 toes, 6 toes. I mean, it's your little treat. You do with it what you like. And now, the little wedge that we saved, what you're gonna do is peel off pieces of that and just set it right there. You're giving it a pedicure. I mean, everybody wants their Bigfoot to have nice feet, you know? Don't want no stank toes. Don't want no foot rot. Oh no. We're just gonna set this guy nice and pretty in here. Oh, big toenail for the big toe. 1 left over. We're gonna tuck him back here. We don't talk about him. That was Fred. He was a problem at the party. Now, if you couldn't find a leek at the store, this is where you take the ring we cut earlier, and this guy will sit right here, and that'll be the bone that sticks out the top. We'll put a little ketchup around it, and it hides it great. Takes care of the whole, ooh, look at that. But for the leek, let me show you how to use it instead. All right, we're gonna take our leek and cut the base off. Now with the leek, you want it where it's good and firm. If it's mushy or anything like that, by the time it cooks out, it's gonna be burnt. So we're gonna cut the base off of it, and we're gonna cut it up about right here, because in this case, we don't want the green, we just want the white part of it. And we're gonna take, this will be the bone right here. And we're just gonna ease it down in here. Get on in there, buddy. Look at there. Got the bone sticking right out the top. This is gonna be so cute. Now from here, we're gonna transpose, big word of the evening. We're gonna transpose this magnificent foot into the oven, where it will bask for about an hour at, let's say 350 degrees. Now, the big question is, do you put the ketchup on now, later, or halfway through? For me, I'm gonna let it bake, get about 30 minutes in, see how it's doing, and then come back and add a little ketchup for, you know, I mean, it's a bone. Might be a little messy when you cut a foot off. You never know. So let's get the party started with that. Actually, upon further review, I think he needs a companion bone. That way it looks more better. Now, into the oven. And over comes the foot, and into the bake. Oh, it don't fit. We gotta change racks. Let's try that again. Oh, it's beautifully now. So, convection oven, 30 minutes. and then we're gonna put a little ketchup on it. So, since I've been talking about Bigfoot and I've been showing videos, I've been getting more and more of them. I got a friend of mine who sent me a video. He says he was out in the yard and he was able to sneak up on one. And this guy was doing him a favor. He had already started to prep his firewood for winter, had it cut up in some big pieces. I guess Bigfoot needs to find a gym, because check this out. Here he is just swinging his axe and having a good old time. I mean, he's just chop, chop, chop. I don't know how effective he is because I don't think he's got a big enough axe, but you gotta admit, the boy's trying. I don't know if he's trying to break through into society and he's just doing little things, helping people out, but little by little, I'm telling y'all, Bigfoot is real. You're gonna see. Heck, he might be running for president before we know. Now, let's put the ketchup on the stuff. Looks like we're 30 minutes into the process. Let's see how we're looking. Ooh, she's looking nice. Look at them toes just glistening in the sun. Now, let's add two things to it. Let's add our blood, AKA ketchup, and let's see, we're just gonna drizzle it around the bone here. All right, let's drizzle a little bit down the front just for aesthetics. There we go. Now at this point, I'm gonna plop me in a thermometer. Now, I've got the thermometer set for 160 degrees. That's what they recommend for ground beef. So we'll slide it into the thickest part of it, just so nicely. We are warming our way up. Let's see what it says after I slide it back in the oven. Out comes the heat, and in goes the meat. Oh yes. Tuck our little cable to the side. Oh, we're currently at 151. We don't have too much to go till this baby is ready. So stand by for the beep. And don't forget, guys, if this stuff is something you're enjoying and getting a little something out of, do me a favor. The subscribe button is down there. Rub on it, give it a little love, help a brother out, trying to get that silver play button. And you're the reason I'm gonna make it happen. Thanks, guys. Y'all hear that? Whoa. That's the sound of dinner. It's literally the dinner bell. Ba-doom, boom. Hey, let's pull it out of the oven and let it rest. We'll just pull you up. Thank you, sir. Your services were most wonderful. Ooh, look at there. Now we're gonna let this rest because it is smoking hot right now. Let it give it about 15 minutes, let it cool down just a little bit, let it finish the internal cooking. You could put some tinfoil over the top if you want, but for right now, we rest, and when we come back, we slice. And voila, a feetloaf or a footloaf. Again, this is the left one, because like I said, we ain't right around here. You got your bones sticking out, you got your toenails intact. Oh, this thing baked up beautiful. But let's take a look at what's on the inside. We're just gonna slice this baby right in half. Take a peek in there. What do you see? Some of them corpuscles or bone ligaments or whatever you call it. Doesn't matter. It is a delicious slice of meat. We're gonna take this guy, plop him on a plate, and turn him into some din-din. We'll just slide the knife right under. Pick him up, plate him down, and just take a peek at it. I mean, that is meat perfection right there. We'll just take a slice, pick up a little bit of this. Let's see if we can get some cheese in it. You know, the cheese, as you cook it down, string cheese gets ooey gooey as it's in the oven. The biggest thing to remember is Bigfoot is real. Woo, don't smell the first thing like toenails. It smells like some good eating.